Okay, 7.7, as far as notification of layoff. The previous piece was a 10-day notice, but we made it 14, so that's consistent with a teacher contract document. And then the language that is printed out in 7.7 is also consistent with the verbiage that's on the teacher contract document. So basically saying determination layoff will be done by the board administration, performance certification, and other professional contributions to the district will be considered.
Okay, I'm a little gray in this right here. Why is determination of layoff even in this document anymore? We don't lay off in the district, correct? We have the option to say that, but I don't even know how we would say that. We non-renew people. I mean, layoff would connotate a union aspect. There's no determination of recall. So why would we say we lay off at all?
In the pure sense, you're correct.
Yeah. I mean, I would be removing the verbiage out of here. It's a non-union environment, there's no layoff. I mean, if we need somebody for this period of time, we hire them and contract them. When their contract's done, we don't lay them off in their contract, they'd be breaking a contract. At the end of the year, when we don't need somebody, we just non-renew somebody because we don't have the position for them. So I would call that a layoff.
Okay.
Do you agree?
So you would, this is how it reads, procedures for staff reduction, layoff, and recall.
That's a few.
Well, there's no such thing as
But all of a
layoff
sudden-
recall anymore.
But all of a sudden you decide you need them again.
Right.
So technically you're telling them, yeah, we're not gonna renew you, but it's somewhat of a layoff, because we might ask you back if something,
Right. And
which we have.
We have one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you give them notice of non-renewal.
Yeah.
You don't give them notice of layoff,
Correct.
right? Because they're never gonna get a notice of
Yeah, right,
layoff
it is.
anymore.
When they come back, what do we call that?
We re-offer them a new contract.
Yeah.
They're in the process of non-renewal. But if we renew them before the end of the year, they're still out of the process of non-renewal, right? They're just as any other hire.
Yeah, yeah.
We used to have the unions aspect where we had to say they had to be laid off, and then they would get first rights of, you can call back and everything, and there's no such thing anymore, we don't have
Never
verbiage.
thought about that, but yeah.
So I would clean that out and get rid of layoff and recall,
So procedures for staff reduction?
yeah. And that one's really limited to just being non-arbitrary, and whatever process you take after that. Reviews,
So we're gonna remove it entirely, or we're just gonna change the words layoff to non-renewal?
well, you can have a thing in there, a section for notice of staff reduction or something, but
Reworded.
reword what you're doing there to get rid of any aspect of layoff and recall. You gotta be real careful on this one, because the high school just went through a lot of anguish on this.
Trying to
But
say,
as
you
long
might
as
get a
you-
legal opinion on this?
Well, as long as you have a procedure in place and it's non-arbitrary,
Or when this happens, are we handing them a document that has a title on it that says like, notice of non-renewal, or what's the?
yes,
Yes.
period.
It is because of the
Yeah.
statutory.
Okay, well, if that's what they're already getting, and we're
Yeah.
already calling it that, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Would
won't
make
say layoff
sense.
anymore, it'll say
Non-renewal.
recall.
I'd be curious what verbiage we would put on there, because some of it's due to sometimes declining enrollment or those things that change, and then they do get the offer back, and the non-renewal for performance is different
Yeah.
than,
It is.
than reduction in the students.
Yeah, talk to Keith too, because he had a very concise one
Okay.
about the method of which it was and had to do with reviews and this, that, and everything and whatever.
All right.
We have this reworded then for our meeting?
Yeah, well.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Vacancies, promotions and transfers. Adding a sentence or recommending that we add a sentence that the board and or administration may reassign and promote individuals prior to the determination if a vacancy actually exists. And then we would remove and post it on the employment link of the district webpage for 5 calendar days. Basically, if there's a internal vacancy, the employees are emailed the vacancy notice,
Okay.
so.
Okay, now, did we discuss this one? I think you need a disclaimer on this area that this is for the teaching staff. This is not administration which runs the school district. If we're posting positions, we're posting a position for a required teaching position.
I think we should post them for administrative positions also.
I agree.
Right.
Now, if you're looking for somebody, you'll post something anyways, but you don't want to put a time deterrent on the administration of when and how they're going about getting somebody to run the district.
It wouldn't be putting a time limit on it, you'd just be emailing them. that there's an opening for.
Well, that's fine, if you're just gonna post it out there,
Yeah,
that's fine. What I'm saying is there's no,
no 5
Time
days or
limit
anything.
to it.
No.
Yeah, I think,
No.
yeah, the time, to me, as long as it's posted.
Right,
Yes,
you're
If
emailing,
somebody's interested,
we're gonna
they
be
can show
looking
up
for
6 days.
administrative assistant for Evergreen. Everybody gets the email, if they're interested, then they can pursue.
yeah. No, I don't have a problem with that.
But understand with the statement that I recommended that it gets added is first we would do a determination if we need to post something based on, are we eliminating a position just because someone resigns doesn't mean we're necessarily gonna fill it. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Let's say you're eliminating it because,
And sometimes we have to reassign people for different reasons that we can't necessarily release in public.
due to declining enrollment, we're closing a school, so they reassign the principal, which would be a
Right.
I don't know if you wanna say that.
5 years down the road, it might, depending on enrollment.
You know, I see our role going up, actually.
I hope so.
I mean, I can understand you have to move teachers, or there may be a request from a teacher to move to a different grade level or those things, but does this also, if a position that you know is open and you think a candidate would be good for that without opening it to others, you'd be able to fill it that way too, so that does concern me though, that sometimes I think there may be people that you may not know are interested, that you may not know that, and so that doesn't give them the opportunity to apply.
In fairness to them though, if they aren't going to be considered because we need to reassign someone, or there's someone that just has some outstanding credentials, why would we post it and give them a false hope?
We did get burned that way once.
We did get a lawsuit based on that. You don't wanna just give
I'm not
somebody an
saying grant someone
opportunity.
an interview,
Well, that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
that's where you guys went with
You gotta be
that,
very
and that's
careful.
how
Yeah.
you got burned,
Yeah.
you know? But I think that people who are interested,
I
should be
agree.
given that
But if
opportunity.
you post it, and they offer up and say, I wanna be considered this
So-
position, and you don't interview them, then they have the grounds to sue you also.
I don't think they have the grounds to sue in that regard.
I know.
That I don't know,
Yeah, I would defer that to counsel on that one.
because that one, they might say, you're discriminating against me
You're
because you didn't
discriminating
interview
for
me.
Yeah,
I signed up for the position.
You didn't sign up for it, you signed up for it, you,
Yeah, I know, but you know, it's, I don't know what the legal is on that, I
I
won't.
mean, I could apply to Dan's company, he's sure not gonna interview me, I have no background regarding
I
that.
would
So
interview.
could I sue him for that?
I would interview you.
I wouldn't. I got nothing.
As a courtesy,
No,
I didn't
I
consider-
don't-
You wouldn't like the salary, but
I think it's worth
you
finding,
can't afford it.
I think it's worth finding out, because I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about making a change to something that's been a certain way for a long time, where
I just want
there
to
were
have our
positions
bases covered
open.
legally, not that somebody can come back after us.
we let people know.
Well,
and-
the problem with that is that was, again, a negotiated contract issue, which no longer exists.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's bad, I mean,
Well, it was
Doesn't
bad for the
mean
district, because it was in the
post-
contract
it's just
stating
much
limiting the
worse.
district, to what the district is.
but posting that the position is available isn't necessarily bad for the district.
Talk to Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that way we don't have to worry that all of a sudden somebody tries to, you got one word wrong or something that we,
Yeah, better be careful.
that's what we're paying for once in a while.
The retirement language for 8.6 is just updating the dates,
Hmm.
okay, in the first paragraph, the second paragraph. Basically describes the people that, because of the FSA, that's being saved in the high deductible plan, that there will be a post-employment benefit for them, but it's just defined on the vesting schedule and the parameters of that HRA plan, so that's what that,
So we're just retiring the one option and pushing through it.
yeah.
And we have to come up with a vesting schedule.
Well, we've got the vesting
Already
schedule,
had it.
it's already in there, we did that 3 years ago, probably, 2-3 years ago.
It's probably
I don't think so, we're still gonna talk about it. I thought we were gonna,
When we designed the HRA plan a couple years ago,
yeah,
we came up
I
with.
thought we were
a
like 50 at 10, weren't we? Or 25 at
Something
10,
like that, yeah,
50 at 15,
right, it's something along those lines.
something like that?
Yeah.
Is it in there right now?
The point is, there are full-time aides and other employees
Yes.
besides teachers that are feeding into that HRA plan because they're on the insurance plan.
Mhm.
And so what I'm saying is the money that's being saved from the high deductible part,
Mhm.
from their savings, they'll be entitled to an amount.
I don't necessarily,
Defined on
I don't
the
necessarily
plan.
agree with that. It's not costing them any difference, it's the savings the district is receiving from utilizing this plan method. In actuality, all that money should go back into fund balance, what we're doing is we're saying we're gonna allocate money to the teachers.
And
It's
what
not
I-
necessarily because of that.
What I'm saying is the teachers should no longer be an exclusive group in that plan.
When you have other people putting money into it.
Because the union and the negotiation of the master agreement is gone. And so the point is,
I
you've got
understand that.
you've got other people feeding into that plan.
I guess, are you good with this wording to move on, because that's what we're really, I mean, we can't make those decisions.
Yes, but I think we gotta talk about that more in depth.
That'd be a different.
It's more of a financial thing, because I don't agree with some other groups having access to that. The main purpose of that is to retain good teachers. Not necessarily other people.
There's,
But they're paying into it.
they're paying into it.
They're not paying a nickel.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not paying a nickel. This is the recoup of money the district gets from utilizing a high expense plan. They're not paying a nickel into it,
But in fairness,
yeah?
if your employee one in one group, Dawn's employee two in another group, and she doesn't go to the doctor because she's really, really healthy,
Yep.
why wouldn't, from the sake of fairness, why wouldn't we offer her access to that plan?
Well, that's where I think we need to talk to it and discuss it, find out what the actual numbers are. To this point, we haven't done that because we were putting it on hold because we had the other one in place already.
Yeah.
So we don't have the exact stuff laid out on that one. So why don't you put it on
You
finance
just
next
want
month
to
to talk
you
about
want
it?
to update on it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
And understand, it doesn't affect a massive group of employees.
Right.
It's basically the full-time aides and the maintenance staff and the district office staff, so. Okay.
I think you might have to put an email out after they see this though, stating what you said, that it will be covered under that
Right,
OPEB thing.
right. Right. And again, they still have to meet the qualification
Right.
parameters of the plan,
Mhm.
so. Right, the last part is just acknowledgement page, which is the signature sign-off page at the end, updating the dates and things like that.
Anything else, Doug, that you have?
I think that's good
Thank you.
with the changes.